I went to the library a few days ago and was, just looking through the book stacks and um, was very struck by the damage to the wall and the ceiling against the back wall, especially on the second floor. Like the
Mhm.
plaster was just piling up on the windows, and it seemed that the interim solution for that was to put out a big storage bin on the floor to catch the pieces that were falling off of the wall. Um, and that, just I was very taken aback by what seemed like an unsafe situation, and I wanted to know what the plans are to address that.
There is money for redoing the painting. Uh, if it'll be a major project because we'll have to take off. It, it hasn't been tested, but I assume, given the age of the building, that some of that paint has lead.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're going to have to get an architect in to do specifications, and then it'll have to go out to bid.
Yeah.
Um,
And
so it is a major project. The cause of the leak was the roof of the building, the stacks. Um, the roof had deteriorated, and the process of getting the repairs done um, ended up, well, the pandemic and when we needed to get all the paperwork done kind of fell at the same time. So the roof is now secure. Um, it should be good for for at least 20 years. So now the next step is to get the specifications made, and then we can have contractors bid on it. I'd also add that for the same part of the building, I finally, after at least a decade, have gotten a contractor who is willing to replace the 4 cracked glass slabs in the floor. We have, all I can tell you is that on those, I had reached out to the Pittsburgh Public Library that has a lot of stacks with glass floors, and they basically told me if I find anybody, they will want to know, because they could not find anyone to do it. So yeah, the stacks need work.
yeah, and definitely understand that it's a challenging process, and one that takes some time, and a lot goes into it. Um, it, I mean, I do want to go back to the concern that you had just noted, that because the walls are so old, there may be a lead paint issue, which complicates things even further. And just in the interim, while undergoing this lengthy process of figuring out all the details to have a real fix for it, is there anything that could be done differently to keep people away from the area where they potentially could be touching or inhaling dangerous substances? I mean, the plaster and the paint it's so fine that it's like snow. You could like inhale it, or you could just pick up a handful of it off of the windowsill or out of those buckets, and
Okay.
it's just,
The
there's got to
problem
be
is
something to do.
if you touch it, you can get more of it out as dust. Um, the other possibility is to take, and we haven't done it yet, to take tarpaulins and just hang them over it, um, which might well be a interim fix. or no, I shouldn't say fix, an interim action.
Right, a tarp or something that would
Yeah,
at least separate
yeah,
the the
yeah.
debris from the people. I mean, I think, anything that would keep people from coming into direct contact or inhaling the substances is an important step because in the interim, and it is a public safety concern.
Mhm. Thank you.
Thank you for raising that. We also don't know necessarily that it is would have lead in it, as Dr. Belvin said. There's been no testing done on it yet, but um, we understand your concern.